There we go, that's the corner nearly in place.
Sort of trim the ends off and then put the guttering piece on.
80 miles west, along England's south coast at Bexhill-on-Sea, a team of volunteers are racing to finish a huge winter-themed layout of their town. It must be finished in a month.
We're hoping to get this done by Christmas, this front part, finished off. We've got the central parts here.
So it's going to be a push. So that's why Ken's got the whip out.
Ken is the project's coordinator.
Let's look the other side. That's brilliant.
Working with him, Steve and Peter.
Following the lockdown that we've lost 3 months, unfortunately. Let me try and get this done as quickly as possible. We're aiming to get it at the end of December.
This is the second scale model of their hometown that the team have made. The other was to finish the childhood layout of their celebrity benefactor.
There's a little bit of squeaking you can hear, and they're not making sounds, but they will eventually make sounds.
Before the winter model was even an idea, actor, comedian and performer Eddie Izzard dug out the family's model of Bexhill from the attic.
And I suddenly had a brainwave of why not donate it to the Bexhill Museum, because it is historically linked to Bexhill. We were at 74 Cranston Avenue in Bexhill when we really put this together. And we loved it, loved toys and trains. We built quite a big set. When we were building it, it was just anything. We did the thing with chicken wire and paper mache, trying to make mountains. I just wanted the most amazing set ever.
But the layout has more significance than just days of play. Eddie's father introduced the set to help his children deal with grief.
Mum unfortunately died, tragically died when we were young, and Dad liked model railways, and he thought, well, if we build up the model railways, if we buy some more, we could put a set together, and then all for me and my brother Mark, that was going to help take our minds off this tragic event that happened.
Eddie was just 6 years old at the time.
It's creating a world that's from your imagination. It's a secret world, a world you can control. It's always appealed to me. And it does, I think, to a lot of people.
Since donating the set, the team of museum volunteers have continued adding to the model, hoping it'll be a permanent feature for generations to enjoy.
We never got it looking like this. We got it into a quite good model railway set.
After completing the family layout, Eddie wanted it to become a winter scene. And we informed him this is not possible because once it was snowed, there was no way we can remove the snow.
Can't we just put a Christmas over like cotton wool? Can't you just put that on top in the winter times and then take it off in the spring times? And I said, no, you can't. Snow, once it's on, it's on. You're never going to get it off again.
But there was a reason Eddie was so keen on a winter layout.
My father told me, December 1940, the weather was so bad, so much snow, that they just had to compact the snow. And they were chucking excess snow into the sea. And I thought, well, why don't we make a Bexhill 1940 Winter Wartime Model Railway? That was my small thought, which has turned into this amazing set here. Yeah? Shall I try the big one?
This second model of Bexhill, in the winter, needs to be finished by Christmas.
Yes, I think have a good.
But is Eddie more of a help or a hindrance?
It seems not to be sticking.
How's it going, Peter? 5?
Can't find me back wall.
In Bexhill-on-Sea, the volunteers are racing to finish their winter wartime layout for Christmas.
If we were very wealthy, we'd have a thing they call a airbrush. We haven't got enough subs in the kitty yet.
Their layout has been masterminded by actor, comedian and performer Eddie Izzard.
And it's got skaters now that are going around in Edgerton Park, and it's got trams that go up and down here, right down by the seafront. You've got sea defences here with just scaffolding bars.
These sea defences are still being completed by Peter.
There was a threat of invasion, Operation Sea Lion. The Germans were getting prepared in Calais. to come across here, and they thought they'd come along the whole of this coast. So cedar fences were put up to impede their landing, basically. It's just to give troops time to slow them down. Shoot them.
72-year-old Peter is a retired contract manager. He's using cotton buds to stop a Nazi invasion.
The cedar fences are made up of 5 parts and all glued together. Number 1 goes there. Number 2 goes across there. Number 3 goes there. We super glue them. Once you've made one of those up, nice and square, they're all strung together on a little jig to make up a part. We sprayed it and then you just touch it in with a bit of rust, because obviously being on the seaside, it gets rusty very quickly.
The finished layout will contain over 450 painstakingly crafted buildings, covering 10 square metres of scaled-down scenery.
The Delaware Pavilion, which is an amazing building that's one of our main attractions in Bexhill. I used to work in the cafe there. The cafe here used to link to the swimming pool here, the outdoor swimming pool, and now that's all turned into the museum.
There aren't many more buildings left to add. Steve's working on one of the last ones.
This is the block for here on that little map. There is a terrace block out on the seafront that are like this. I'm just touching in the roof parts now, the fillet pieces on the roof. It's going to be snowed anyway, so you won't see a lot of it. You can hide things. I shouldn't say that really, but you can hide things.
You don't make mistakes, Steve, do you?
65-year-old Steve is the only member of the team who hasn't yet retired. He's still an engineer for 1 more year.
We'll have to let that dry now for a little while. Give it another coat.
The whole model has been designed so it can also be a nighttime layout with lights in the buildings and streets.
We drill the hole in the top there, which is basically 1/4 of an inch diameter. We use a normal drinking straw, which we cut off to length. Pop that down through the hole and pop the wires into the straw. Bring it down until the LED's at the top. Pinch it together, stops the bulb from going down inside. And then basically pop the building on, and that will be it. That's it. Job done.
Having worked hard to get every detail perfect, Eddie's now making them hide all their hard work in thick powdery snow to recreate the harsh winter of 1940.
Oh, it's perfect. Plenty of snow.
Deep and crisp and even, mate. That must be, that's Father Christmas phoning up.
80 miles along the south coast, Eddie Izzard and a team of volunteers are trying to finish their wartime winter layout in time for Christmas.
Do you want a little bit more?
Yeah, I'll do more.
The layout recreates Eddie's father's memory of winter 1940 in the seaside town.
The thing that he said was the snow was so deep that they couldn't actually clear it. They just pushed it down onto the road and drove on top of the snow. He said they'd never seen it that deep before. Throwing excess snow into the sea. Does that look all right, Ken?
Yes.
Although the model is as accurate as possible, Eddie was keen to rewrite one personal moment of wartime history.
Sidley was the village where Dad lived. Dad was evacuated out because he was a small kid. He went away from his grandmother, and he had a really strong connection with her. And Dad came back, and his grandmother had passed away 7 days before, which is very unfortunate. You kind of want to say goodbye to your loved ones, and you never got the chance. But I said to him, Dad, look, we're going to make this train set, and we'll have a little image of you handing a present over to your grandmother. So that's always going to be permanently there.
Oh, it's perfect.
Deep and crisp and even, mate.
But covering the model in snow presents its own problems.
When we first did that lot, we were very nervous. None of us have ever used snow on a layout. And our big concern is whether it was going to get on the track and then into the mechanism of the engines, of the locos. But that's what Eddie wanted, so that's what we've done.
So it's like icing. So it's like finishing the cake.
Oh, you can come back again, Eddie. You're pretty good at it.
Once the layout has been snowed, it's all fixed in place with hairspray.
Usually we use a very cheap one, but Ken went mad on this one. I bought some proper stuff. We usually use the cheap and nasty from Poundland.
The lights work, we have Belisha beacons working, we have traffic lights working, we've got a windmill that's turning.
Finally, it's snowed, and Eddie can give the seal of approval.
So you've got history on this, you've got snow, and you've got model railways mixed together, which is a kind of amazing and beautiful thing. And the care and attention that's been put into it is beautiful. It is just kind of wonderful.